Welcome to the HRchat Show, one of the world's most downloaded and shared podcasts designed for HR pros, talent execs, tech enthusiasts, and business leaders. For hundreds more episodes and what's new in the world of work, subscribe to the show, follow us on social media, and visit hrgazette.com.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the HRchat Pods, where we dive deep into the latest trends shaping the future of work. Hey, this is Bill Banham, your host today. In this HRchat episode, we attempt to shed light on a topic that's been on everyone's minds: the rise of artificial intelligence in human resources. Listen as we ask, what does the rise of generative AI mean for the HR profession? Ever since its launch last November, ChatGPT has been making waves globally, and the HR community is no exception, of course. As AI continues to evolve, it has the potential to revolutionize the ways we approach repetitive and mundane tasks in areas like recruitment and onboarding. What about concerns for job security? And how can we harness the benefits of AI while navigating the inevitable changes that lie ahead? To help us explore these questions and a whole bunch more today, I'm thrilled to welcome Prerna, Ajmera, the General Manager of HR Digital Strategy and Innovation at none other than Microsoft. Prerna leads Microsoft's HR innovation team, delving into cutting-edge technologies such as generative AI and its application across the business world. She's also a speaker at the HR Tech North America online conference happening in late June 2023. Hey, Prerna, welcome to the show today.
Hey, glad to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure to host you. I'm glad that you found some time to join us today. Your session at the upcoming event looks awesome. We're going to talk about that. But before we get into all of that, why don't you start by taking a minute or so and telling our listeners a bit more about yourself and your work over at Microsoft?
Thanks, Bill, and greetings to the listeners here. I'm glad to be talking to you about this very key topic, which has been just taking the industry, sweeping away and keeping us all up at nights on what's going to the work, what will the work look like. So I, Prerna Ajmera, a mother, a global citizen, and architect by qualifications, which means I've been schooled to think about things that can both be beautiful as well as be practically applicable. And 17 years at Microsoft, and have had the privilege in working in various domains here throughout my career, which brings me to today, where I get the pleasure of leading the strategy and innovation for Microsoft, where I am able to work with the tech visionaries at Microsoft and also join forces with partners across the industry, really helping shape what future looks like.
Thanks for tuning in to the HRchat podcast. If you're enjoying this episode, we'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. And now, back to the conversation.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So what inspired you to pursue a career in HR tech, and how did you get started?
My career has been quite non-conventional. I have not schooled in HR. Like I said, I've been an architect by qualifications. I've done rich media, animation, video, learning, and then moved into software development, and then moved to Microsoft in the product development team. And a decade ago, the opportunity came up when I was just looking for another opportunity, another role at Microsoft. And I saw this opening in the global compensation and benefits team. I did an informational with the manager, and I said, that sounds really fascinating. What would it look like for people to decide how should the compensation work and benefits? And I'm just here to learn. And she was like, I really love what you bring to the table. You have had a strong project management experience. You have been techie at heart. I can see that you can go anywhere, learn anything, and just do wonders. So just come join us in HR. And I was like, you got to be kidding me here. I know nothing HR. And she was like, no. I can totally feel the strengths that you're bringing to the table. We have enough people here within HR who can benefit from it. And I took a plunge, and there's no going back. I've loved ever since then. I ran the initial few projects where we built our homegrown solutions. So we redid our performance and rewards tool. I've since led a lot of other transformation initiatives at Microsoft, big complex ones, including our SAP SuccessFactors implementation, and to now where I get to really bring the best of the both worlds together, the HR and the people aspects and the technology, and how to maximize with my own product gurus sitting across the company. So really a fascinating place to be, and I'm glad my manager took bet on me, and I've been able to leverage my skills, which in a way at times feel very risky to take plunges sometimes like these, but the breadth experience that I've gained over industries and over different functional domains really helps me think in a much more holistic way and step into people's shoes and make it relevant for them.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So what work are you currently doing at Microsoft to help accelerate AI enablement for HR? Give us a bit of an overview before we get into the weeds.
Sure. So, come to think about this moment, this is almost similar or even greater than when internet happened for all of us. And none of us would have dreamt what the world today looks like at the cusp when we were just coming up with it. And it's a similar moment. So what we are doing here is really trying to think broad, talk to like literally every person that we can to understand what their day in the job looks like. What would you like, and ask them the questions, do focus groups and things like that on what would you like AI to really take away from your day-to-day drudgery of work and help you do better. And then on the other side, what we've been doing is looking at what the products are here to offer. And keeping a pace has been honestly very interesting because every other day you will find some new capability light up. So bringing the two at confluence on what the possibilities are from a technology perspective, as well as what the desires are from individual standpoint, is what we're trying to do, and really shaping it together as a community all up at Microsoft. So we have work streams that are led by our tech teams, work streams that are led by our HR practitioners. And then the third aspect that we are heavily investing in is thinking about what would the new set of skills and roles evolve as. And therefore, what should our workforce planning mechanisms look like? Where do we take our existing set of people who have been doing such amazing work, upskill them, and then where do we really need new talent and new skills altogether that we should be looking out in the market? So several things, HR and tech facing, is what we're doing currently at Microsoft to help accelerate this.
Once in a while, an event series is born that shakes things up, it makes you think differently, and it leaves you inspired. That event is Disrupt HR. The format is 14 speakers, 5 minutes each, and slides rotate every 15 seconds. If you're an HR professional, a CEO, a technologist, or a community leader and you've got something to say about talent, culture, or technology, Disrupt is the place. It's coming soon to a city near you. Learn more at disrupthr.co.
Along with Marcus Bernhardt, you're involved with a session at the HR Tech North America conference called "What Does the Rise of Generative AI Mean for HR?" And this is a question that's on a lot of people's minds right now. What are you most excited about in terms of sharing information at the event, and what do you hope attendees will learn from your session?
Yeah, I'm excited, first of all, to learn a lot from Marcus. These meetings are amazing, where we get to participate with the community. And I will go into a couple things in the meeting there. First of all, really thinking about HR as such, and our own talent architecture suggests that there are at least, if not more, 13 functions right within HR. So how are we thinking across all of those functions, different use cases that will really help us do better HR and in service of the people? And then this notion of a few models that we are thinking through to maximize. So oftentimes when you think about technology, you think about automation. You have that risk of, oh my God, this is going to take my job away. but it is much more and much more beautifully. It's going to help you unlock your productivity, really get you to a place of higher creativity, and actually boost your energy, and rather than really feeling like my job's going to be taken away here. So looking forward to sharing a lot of those use cases and these new models to think about how AI would bring a whole lot of new things to HR.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to tuning in and checking it out. Next question for you: How do you use AI to enhance employee experiences and HR professionals' capabilities over at Microsoft? Tell us a bit about that, because it's AI is augmenting everything. It's replacing a lot of duties and responsibilities, and indeed some jobs as well. What are you guys doing to get the most out of AI?
So, employee experience is such a spoken term over the last decade or so, and come to think of how our consumer experiences have become so much beautiful from where we were to now. But from an HR industry standpoint, we are still lagging behind a lot. And many organizations that I speak to, including our own self, we all have hundreds of tool sets that we have taken licenses for and implemented in our program, in our organizations, and or at times homegrown some of these tools as well. And what ends up happening is, while you buy these capabilities, the employees are either not aware that those benefits and things exist, or they're just so busy with their day-to-day tasks that they don't often remember to go and do something about it. So how do we take that problem of hundreds of applications, which are which have a lot to offer, but essentially have not been maximized, and take this AI moment to do something about it? So now let's take a step back here for a moment, a specific thing that I'd love to go a layer deeper on. When I talk about today's experiences and I say, oh, great, I have this new benefit that I have launched, what do I do typically? I would send an email blast to all 200,000 employees in the company and say, great, this is a benefit that's available. And because of so much of email overload or whatever format of communication, you're like, yeah, one other thing, and I don't want to read, or it's not relevant for me. Maybe, yeah, when it is applicable 2 years from now in a particular situation, I'll pay attention, and you often forget. Now take a step back and reimagine this new world where we could do hyper personalization and targeting for what is available and out there, where if you can get that nudge just in moment when you need it. So if you have filed a leave of absence and you're about to go on a maternity leave, what would I be most attuned and looking for? Which particular communities would I like to be a part of? What benefits should I think about? And in fact, not only help me kind of make aware of those things that are available for me, but I am so anxious in the moment. I have too many things on my mind. How do you put the person's mind at ease to say, I'm here to take care of you. I am here to guide you along through the journey, and you will not miss a beat. So, really thinking about individuals' life stages, their needs, and surfacing information that is very relevant, nudging and pulling and drawing your attention for when the paperwork needs to be submitted, or the manager saying, yep, remember before in your one on one that when you're talking to so and so on your team, these are the things you should talk about on how does the post-leave world look like, and how are you going to bring them back into the workforce and things like that. So really just in moment, these kind of AI co-pilots, as they're calling it, and it's not an autopilot term because it's not automating everything that you're doing, but it is enabling you to take very thoughtful actions. That's what this co-pilot and AI world is, and the more we know about the individuals and what they care about, the better it makes, and then it really is your assistant who's constantly there for you. And that's how we're thinking about making these experiences better. And the great news is we are not just doing this for Microsoft employees alone. We are influencing the product and the industry to bring these to life so everybody on the planet and every enterprise on the planet can really reap these benefits.
Genos North America is a global team of changemakers using emotional intelligence to enhance how we connect, communicate, and collaborate at work. And we are proud to support this episode of the HRchat podcast. Transforming essential people skills at work makes a difference to people's relationships outside of the workplace. Using our tools, people become better parents, partners, siblings, and friends. That's why we call our work game-changing for business and life-changing for people. Learn more at genosnorthamerica.com.
Thank you very much. We've just got a couple of minutes left here today, so I'm going to challenge you for the next couple of questions to answer in 60 seconds or less. What, Bill? That's not fair. I've got so much to say. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so next question. In 60 seconds or less, Prerna, what are some of the benefits and some of the risks? Because people are concerned, people get it, and well, some people get it, and they understand the benefits of AI, I think, but people are also very worried about AI in different guises, not least replacing jobs and such. So what are some of those benefits and some of those risks of AI in HR technology, and how does one balance them?
Yeah, 60 seconds. Okay. So benefits are that it can really get you answers very quickly. And the risk is that it could do filtering in case of recruiting for candidates. If you're asking the question on give me a set of people or resumes who are going to be very likely to be successful in this particular role. And if the data it is being trained on is looking at a certain pedigree of people, from a certain college or from certain ethnicity and stuff, then you get a biased set of results back. And so how do you go ahead and remove that bias is one important thing to be very mindful of in application. And we have a whole lot of responsible AI work that we are doing and publishing externally at Microsoft as well. So if you're interested in really looking at how to eliminate those risks in your organization, please read on.
And next question, in 60 seconds or less, what would you say to HR pros and other employees, of course, who are concerned that AI will replace their roles in the coming years? If you met somebody in an elevator and they said, please tell me that we've still got jobs in 5 years' time, what would you say to those folks?
What AI will do, and this is my personal belief as I'm kind of seeing it play out, is it's going to actually unleash your creativity even more. It's not going to, it will help you take away the tasks which will help preserve your energy. But what you're going to next work on is something that will boost your energy. And instead of thinking about a whole lot of tasks which are going to eliminate you, actually think about ways in which this can accelerate the time spent. And I've been talking to my son who's in college, who's similarly worried as well. And the one thing that I say is, if you're one of those lazy people who are going to not make AI work for you, then yes, you will not get the max out of it. But on the other hand, if you're being very creative and put AI to work in service of you, it'll actually make you better.
And just finally today, how can we connect with you, Prerna? How can folks learn more and connect with you? Is that through your email address? Do you want to share your LinkedIn details? Maybe you're super cool and you're all over TikTok and places.
The best way to connect with me would be LinkedIn, and I try to be very diligent in terms of responding to bits, but then also I end up sharing a whole lot on LinkedIn as well. So that would be a great way to stay in touch.
Perfect. Well, that just leaves me to say for today, Prerna, you know your stuff. You're awesome. I'd love to do this again with you. But for now, thank you very much for being my guest on this episode of the HRchat Show.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Bill, and looking forward to spending some more time with you.
Thanks for listening to the HRchat Show. If you enjoyed this episode, why not subscribe and listen to some of the hundreds of episodes published by HR Gazette? And remember, for what's new in the world of work, subscribe to the show, follow us on social media, and visit hrgazette.com.